Welcome, young people, teenagers. Thank you for tuning in to this channel and watching some of these episodes. I always say this, share it with some of your friends who might really need some of these episodes. I know for a long time, teenagers have been sending me messages, sir, when are you going to do these YouTube videos? When are you going to do some of these things? So here we are, doing it under the title called Intentionally Discipling the Next Generation. Why did I choose that topic or that title? I believe that I'm called to disciple the next generation, to mentor and walk alongside. We started a very new topic last week. We talked about the paralysis of the will, right? You remember that? Okay, now let's talk about how does the paralysis of the will come about? We talked about some reasons last time, we talked about what is that? Willful, disobedience and cognitive disobedience, right? We will talk about how it comes about, the paralysis of the will. Paralysis of the will, there are a lot of different other factors too, not just the willful disobedience and cognitive disobedience. There are lots of different factors too. What are the other different factors? One of the main factors is fear. Fear of doing things right. What if people would brand me? What will people say? What will my friends say? Oh, he's a very godly guy. He's a guy who's the, right guy, the Mr. Right Way, Mrs. the Right Girl. They'll begin to brand, so I better side with the majority of the crowd doing everything wrong. So I'll also just be doing everything wrong. No, you need to stand alone. I always use this example. If you have actually been on a river, I love being in rivers, especially in the Northeast India or in Sikkim and all of those places, you go into the rivers, you will begin to see that the live fish goes against the current on a river. It's the dead fish that goes with the current. During one of my first visits in a river, and I went with some of those local boys, and I saw one fish going, and I just said, hey, that's a fish, we need to go. They said, no, that's a dead fish. I said, what? They said, if you want the live fish, you have to go upstream. You need to go against the current. I've seen several times on Discovery Channel and National Geographic and all of that, the bears would stand where they would stand at a place where the river is flowing. They will not be facing on the other side, but they will be waiting for the fish to come across the current. If you're somebody who's of value, if you believe in something that's amazing in your life, that you have some strength and you have a destiny to change things in this world, if you believe in your Heavenly Father who cares and guides you and walks with you, I think you will stand alone. You will not get to be with the crowd. Two, how does the paralysis of the will happens? Because of living in sin. You get compromised. You got so used to compromise. Now you don't even know it is sin. I heard a teenager once tell me this, sir, if you take sin as sin, then sin is sin. If you don't take sin as sin, then sin is not sin. I'll put it in a different way. If you take something as wrong, then wrong is wrong. If you don't take it as wrong, then it is not wrong. It's a very interesting relativism philosophy. Now the problem is this, if you take something as wrong, then it is wrong. If you don't take it as wrong, it is not wrong. It's very dangerous because there are certain foundations we all have to agree that it is wrong and it is right. It's not based on taste, whether you like fried rice or whether you like noodles. No, this is not taste. These are foundational convictions. The paralysis of the will happens because living in sin too long, I don't even know what is right and what is wrong, and it has got so mixed up. Set your foundations right. Set your convictions right. I've said this statement several times. If you make your choices based on convenience, you will compromise. But if you make your choices based on convictions, you will have the courage to stand. And three, it's hopelessness. Paralysis of the will is because of the hopelessness, right? There's no hope at all. Why? Why? What for? I don't see anyone. It becomes so negative, and it's a hopeless discouragement also, in a place where you're so discouraged and you're saying, what's the use and what for and why? And you need to come to that place to see the bright spots. Be grateful for the things that you have. I've said this several times. Grateful for the things that are happening in your life. Grateful for the things of slight good, bright spots in your life. Some bright lights coming up in your lives. Next is this, bad negative experiences. There are bad negative experiences. You get into wrong friendships, you get into wrong groups, get into wrong those places. And many a times, I said this to your parents, when you do something wrong, you yourself are very guilty about it. You're condemning yourself. I've said several times, teenagers tell me this, sir, I know what I've done is wrong. And my mom keeps on pricking me. That's exactly, help your parents watch some of these episodes, okay? I've told them, not to prick, walk alongside with you. Yes, you make a mistake. I know you're feeling very guilty, very condemned. That's where you begin to come to a place and say, what's the use? I've already fallen, I've already gone down, nobody can rescue me, this is what it is. You lose hope and begin to walk in that place of hopelessness. The last factor is that place of tiredness, emotional tiredness and fatigue and lack of faith. That emotional tiredness and fatigue, that you no more reach out for help. You don't have that strength to even reach out. I've seen many a times teenagers send me a message and said, sir, I really don't want to send a message to you. I don't want to reach out to you, but I'm pushing myself to send this one text. And I sent you that hi, sir, and you replied. Because you replied, I see hope, and I'm sending you this text. Many a times on Instagram, on Facebook, on Snapchat, or whatever is that social media platform, I've always seen somebody send a message and said, hi, sir. And when I see a hi, sir, I would immediately reply and I would say, hey, how are you doing? What's the problem? Can I help you? I'll reply in full. And then that person would say, oh, I thought you would never reply. Okay, you replied. Okay, so this is my problem. Can I talk to you? And I would always tell them, I might be very busy with a lot of different things. Can you send me so many voice notes? On Instagram, you can send voice notes. The only thing is, voice notes can be just about 1 minute. On WhatsApp, you can send different voice notes. And recently, one lovely young girl, just about 13, 14 years old, she sent she sent about 9 different voice notes on Instagram. 9 different voice notes. I said, just pour yourself. On WhatsApp, I tell them, just pour yourself. Send me as many voice notes you want to send. I will listen to every one of it. Sometimes I tell them, I had listened to your voice notes, but I felt I need to listen to your voice notes again. So I have listened to your voice note twice, and then this is my reply. I want them to feel that I'm very serious about counseling them. I'm very serious about walking with them. Remember, the paralysis of the will comes about when you don't see any hope. Connect with people with hope. Connect with people who will always see the bright spot in your life. Connect with people who see the strengths in your life rather than seeing your weaknesses. You don't want to be associated with people who will only see your fallings and failings and weaknesses. No. Yes, there are some friends who can help you understand your weaknesses and help you come out of it, but you don't want to associate with people like that. Paralysis of the will is very interesting because it helps the teenager or the young person to completely lose hope on themselves. Remember, you know what I said? Don't give up on your life. Why? Your heavenly Father who's in heaven loves you so much, and He is not giving up on your life. We will conclude this episode, The Paralysis of the Will, next week. Don't give up on your life. Don't give up on your life. You're very special. You're very, very special. You're very precious. Let's see you next week.